Hey Dylan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. Perfect. Hey, I'm Blake Thomasson with Global Life American Income Division. I spoke to you about your benefits through the union through American Income. Is Hannah there with you?
Yeah, she's over here.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So they thought it was important enough for us to see everyone personally through Zoom. We used to come to homes, but now it's all virtual, and we get to do it through Zoom. It makes the process quick and straight to the point. We'll have you off as soon as we can. Um, so let me go ahead and get started while I get this set up. Let me ask you: Are you originally from the Albany area?
No, actually, when me and Hannah got married, we had moved here from Fort Worth,
Nice.
and yeah, we've pretty much been here since for going on about 11 years now.
Awesome. 11 years. I wish I was able to stay anywhere longer than, 3 or 4. Yeah, my
Yeah,
family was coaches growing up. We moved around and did all that thing. 11 years is a long place to stay somewhere. What does that feel like having actual roots?
well, we're actually in the process of trying to move, so I couldn't tell you.
Oh no. Where y'all thinking about going?
Oh, somewhere just further south, you know,
Further south.
try
That's
to get
fun. I
some.
I used to live south. I used to live in a little bitty town called Lakey. It's down there by the Frio River, close to Garner State Park. I don't know if you ever heard of that. But yeah, no, South's good. It's beautiful. There's a lot of green trees, a lot of rivers. It's a good place to be. But do you have any kids?
Yeah, we have three kids.
Cool.
My son is 9, my daughter's 6, and then my second son is about 5.5 months old.
9, 6, and 5.5. That's fun, man. Kids are a blessing, but they are definitely a hassle as well. It's
Yep, yep,
tough. Life is fun though, isn't it? It's a lot more fun
yes, it
whenever
is.
you're having fun with kids, I guess. I have
Absolutely,
I have three
absolutely.
myself. I've got three boys, a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 19-month-old. So yeah, no,
Uh-huh.
life is fun. But anywho, so I know you're dying to know, or I'm sorry, I know you're dying to know. So let me tell you exactly why I'm visiting with you today, and what I'm going to do. So my job is to go over some no-cost benefits that have already been set up for you. And then I'm going to cover some additional benefits that you might qualify for. And so my company, American Income Division, works with over 20,000 different local labor unions, credit unions, and associations throughout the United States of America. And look, whether you like unions or you don't, the one thing that everyone agrees on is that they have the absolute best benefits. They just do. And a big reason for that is because of their relationship with us, the American Income Division, for the past 60 plus years. So, as you can imagine, they've got me going around like crazy setting up everyone's benefits. So, let me go ahead and get started and jump right into the first no cost benefit for you. Now, Dylan, your first no cost benefit is the Child Safe Kit or Child Safe ID Kit. So, that kit is a mobile app, and that mobile app is endorsed by the International Union of Police Associations. So I'm sure you know a bunch of families with kids, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, we
Yeah,
know a bunch.
everybody does, especially having kids at your age. Yeah, you got play
Yeah.
dates and everything set up to go. Everyone knows a bunch of families with kids. So did you know, Dylan, that Texas leads the nation in abductions?
No, I didn't know that.
It's terrifying. And did you also know that 93% of the children that aren't found in the first 24 hours are never found?
No.
Yeah, it's a scary statistic. So that's why they decided to create the most comprehensive app. Cabral, sorry, I can't ever get that name right. Sam Cabral is the president of the International Union of Police Associations, and he helped come up with this app. And of this app of its kind, oh, I'm sorry, but of the of all of the apps, this app is the most comprehensive of its kind to help find missing children. So if I can get you to get your phone out and you'll look for a app that looks like this. It's a blue app and it says Child Safe Kit. Okay. So if you'll pull that up and download that, we can go ahead and get you set up with that.
This one?
Perfect. That's the one. Yeah. And I'll get you I'll go ahead and text you over the QR code. And if you'll just select QR code through the app or QR code in the photo albums through your app, it'll help get everything set up really quickly. So Dylan, while you're doing that, I want you to close your eyes for me real quick. And I want you to imagine, let's say, what is your oldest son's name? I didn't catch his name earlier.
Gannon.
Gannon. That's a good strong name. I like that name. Sounds like cannon. Boom. So Dylan, I want you to imagine if Gannon were to go missing. Okay. He's gone for more than an hour. He's gone for more than 2 hours. And now he's gone for 24 hours. Okay. And you can't find him. Hannah can't find him. Nobody can find him. Okay. What this does is once he's missing, you release all of the information about Gannon to the police so that they can immediately start looking for him. And that's not just the police in Albany, that's the police in the entire state, so that everyone can start looking for Gannon. Now, can you see how important this app is?
Yeah.
Being the endorsed company by the International Union of Police Associations, they are asking that you refer at least 5 families for this app. Now, do you know, I know you mentioned that you knew families with children. Can you think of any families that would benefit from this app?
Yeah.
Let me grab a paper real quick and I'll write these down and I'll reach out to them. Okay, go ahead.
We're gonna do Blake and Taryn.
Perfect. Taryn, how do you spell that?
Teryn.
Perfect.
And then we'll do Tara and Eric.
Okay.
And we'll do Ryan and Casey.
Okay. 2 more.
Let's do Kevin and Peyton.
Okay. 1 last family.
And then we'll do let's do Henry and
what? I'm sorry.
Henry and forgot her name. Just put Henry and spouse. I'll think of it later.
Okay, sounds good. Spouse. We'll come back to that, and I'll come back and get their numbers from you later, and I'll reach out to them. So, Dylan, the next no-cost benefit that we offer for you is the no-cost AIL plus discount card. So, how are your benefits through work?
We're pretty good.
Pretty good. So everyone always says pretty good. Okay. But the thing about your benefits is they don't cover everything. Okay. They cover some things, but they don't cover everything. So you're going to absolutely love this discount card. Okay. So I'm sure you know by now that you can't fully rely on your group benefits. Okay. And since you don't control them and they could change at any time. So this no cost benefit will help with some of those gaps by giving you up to an 85% discount on things like dental, vision, prescription drugs, hearing aids, telemedicine, chiropractic services, and much, much more. It's really an awesome card. And your membership requires an annual renewal, and that's also at no cost to you. Okay. So we'll let you know when that's time to renew, and you won't even have to renew it, and you won't even have to think about it. People always tell us all the time that they don't think they'll ever use it. And then they end up using it much, much more than they ever dreamed of that they could. Um, Again, at no cost, it's good to get the extra peace of mind, and you'll receive an activation email within the next few days. So be on the lookout for that email for me. Okay. So this next no cost benefit is the accidental death and dismemberment certificate. Excuse me. So Dylan, this is a living benefit that pays you $2,000 for the loss of one hand, one foot, or sight in one eye. Okay, and double that amount, $4,000 for the loss of any two. Okay, so two hands or a foot and a hand, or a loss of sight in a foot, or just any two of those. Um, and Hannah, this is a death benefit that would pay you $4,000 should Dylan die accidentally. Now, I know $4,000 doesn't seem like a whole lot of money in the world, and really it isn't. But if Dylan were to die, his paycheck would also die with him. And I'd imagine that would put a crunch in y'all's budget, wouldn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So you can see how this would definitely help too, right?
Yes.
So let me go ahead and email you that certificate for your records. You'll receive a green certificate in the mail as well, and you'll want to fill that out completely and send that back over to the PO box at the top, and to ensure that you're covered. Okay. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yep.
Perfect. So one more thing I need to do is to put 2 emergency contacts on here in the event that you and Hannah were to die together. So that's in a common accident. So it would be wise that they live in Texas, over the age of 18, and living outside of your house. So who would be your first emergency contact?
Let's do my dad, Brent,
Okay.
and then we'll do Hannah's mom, Pam.
Pam. Okay, so that's 1 and 2. Awesome. Now, tell me Pam's last name.
Cope, Cope.
Perfect. Perfect. So that's Brent Rakin and Pam Cope, correct?
Mhm.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, I've got that written down. Now, when something happens, you're going to need your local office number. Can you go ahead and grab your phone for me real quick?
Got
Okay.
it right
So
here.
the office number is 832-327-0800. Can you go ahead and read that back for me so I know you got it right?
832-327-0800.
0800. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much. So your family gets the money that they're entitled to. I'm going to call your emergency contacts personally so they know what to do in the event of a claim. If you could, Dylan, please give them a heads up that they'll be hearing from me. In addition, if they choose, they will also have access to these benefits thanks to you. Now, Dylan, this policy is just on you, okay? But the second part of this benefit is that you can extend this to your closest family and friends at no cost to you or them. So how this works, let's say, God forbid, um, Pam were to die in an accident, okay? A $2,000 policy just like yours will pay out to Pam's family at no cost to you or them. So all you're doing is giving them the option to take advantage of this just like you did. Okay. The ability to extend this is tied to my visit with you today because of your enrollment period. So it's important not to prejudge anyone's situation, but to let them to decide for themselves. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So now they give you $20,000 worth of this benefit, which means you can extend it up to 10 families. And obviously your emergency contacts will automatically be included. So Brent and Pam are already included. They're already taken care of. So that leaves you with 8 more. And you mentioned that you had you knew other families that had kids, but do you have any brothers or sisters, or does Hannah have any brothers and sisters that you'd like to extend this to?
No, no, not really.
Okay. Do you have any
Just pretty much.
coworkers? It's not just
Yeah,
exclusive to family members, but it can go to coworkers or friends, um, anybody that you feel close to that you would like to extend this benefit out to.
yeah, I've got a couple.
Okay, let's go ahead and get them taken care of, because this is a benefit that's worth $2,000 to those families for absolutely nothing. So surely you can think of 8 more families or friends.
I have, let's see, let's do Andre,
Okay,
and then we're gonna do Gus.
Gus,
Uh-huh.
awesome. You got 6 more.
And then we'll do, let's see, I'm looking through my phone. Let's do Chelsea.
Okay,
And then let's do John.
4 more.
That's pretty much all I got.
Try to give me one
That's
more.
that's pretty much. Let's do Aaron.
Perfect. Is that with an A or an E?
Aaron.
Ron. I like it. Nice.
Aaron. That's
Awesome.
right.
Awesome, Dylan. I appreciate you giving me those friends, and they'll appreciate it as well when they hear what they're getting. So, Dylan, so I've got a little bit of homework for you. And what I want you to do is to make sure that you give the families and friends that you just had me write down. I want you to give them a call. Okay, make sure they know that I'm going to be calling. Okay, and what I'm calling about, because what we found is they're more open to receiving the calls when they know what. And if they don't know what's going on, they're more than likely going to be upset with not just me, but also you, because they don't know what's going on. Okay, so if you'll give them a phone call and make sure they understand what's going to be happening, and I'm going to be reaching out, they'll be more likely and more happy to hear that it's coming from you. So, Dylan, now I am going to jump into reviewing the exclusive benefits that you must qualify for. All of the families that I see love this part of our program, and it's why 20,000 different groups handpicked American Income to handle their permanent and portable benefits for the past 60 plus years. Okay.
Okay.
So, the next no cost benefit that they set up for you is the needs analysis software. So I'm going to ask you some questions, and if there is no need, it won't make any recommendations. If there is a need, then I'll review that recommendation with you. But before I do, let me show you my license, and I will do that. I don't have it, with me.
Okay.
But let me show you my license information here in the state of Texas that shows that I am a licensed insurance agent and that I can actually sell you insurance. So I am a licensed professional to handle these kinds of benefits. But before I jump into the survey, I have a few preliminary qualifications to review with you. Okay. You must be a member of an authorized group or sponsored in by someone who is, and we're good there. You must have an active checking account with a traditional brick and mortar bank or a credit union. Who is your checking account with?
Bank of America.
Sweet. That's a great bank. Online banks such as Chime, Green Dot, Chase Liquid, Wells Fargo Cash App, Acorns, Revolut, etc. None of those, the online banks, we can't take any of those. Okay, they're not compatible with our program. So your bank isn't only online, right?
No, it's not.
Perfect. Have you or anyone in your household been diagnosed with COVID-19 in the past 12 months?
No.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear. So, Dylan, let me go ahead and ask you your date of birth.
12/27/93.
So, man, that makes Christmas rough.
Yeah, it's not fun.
12/27. Okay, Dylan, what's your email address?
It'll be Dylan Rankin at ymail.com.
Okay, and your phone number?
325
Uh-huh.
721
Hmm.
3259.
Okay, let me read that back to you just to make sure I have it right. It's 325-721-3259.
Yep.
Perfect. And your address?
601 County Road
Mhm.
137
137. And that's in Albany?
in Moran.
Okay. You know the zip code, Dylan?
76464.
Sweet. And Hannah is spelled Hannah.
Uh-huh.
Perfect. And what's her date of birth?
13095.
13095. Okay, and you said Gannon was your first child, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you spell Gannon?
Gannon.
Perfect. And what's his date of birth?
430 2015.
Okay, and then what's your daughter's name?
Patty May.
Hattie Mae, and that's Hattie.
Uh-huh. MAE.
Okay, and what is her date of birth?
430 2018.
4/30/2018. Boy, that makes y'all got Christmas and April just shut down. And
Yep.
then what is your last son's name?
Trace.
Perfect.
TRACE.
Perfect. And then what is Trace's birthday? Don't tell me April 30th.
Well, 2/12/24.
2/12/24. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, Dylan, I just have a couple of questions for you, and then we'll get into it. So, has anybody in your family had internal cancer in the past 2 years?
No,
Anybody in your immediate family? You don't have to go any further than that. Have y'all had insulin or diabetes?
no,
Okay. Cardiovascular disease, such as heart attack, stroke, peripheral vascular disease?
uh,
Currently using oxygen?
no,
Any terminal illnesses?
no,
Alzheimer's?
no.
Have you used any form of tobacco in the past 12 months?
Yes.
Okay. Is that you or Hannah?
Me.
Okay. Uh, is anyone currently on probation or parole?
No,
Arrested or convicted of a DUI?
no.
Okay. What is your monthly take home pay?
Probably like 7,000.
Okay. And Hannah's?
Probably around 2,500.
Awesome. Do you have any life insurance currently? Do you have any life insurance currently through work?
No, I don't.
Okay. Awesome. And do you and Hannah rent or own your home?
We own with a
Okay.
mortgage.
Awesome. And how much is left on that mortgage balance, if you don't mind me asking?
Right at 190,000.
Okay. And then how many years remaining on that note?
22, I believe.
22. Awesome.
Uh-huh.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. And you have a checking account, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. Hey, Dylan. So before I go any further, it looks like the needs analysis found some gaps in your coverage. So I have this mandatory read-off letter for you. It explains how the enrollment process works. Okay. Now, Dylan, instead of reading this whole thing, let me just summarize it for you. What it's basically saying is that if as I'm going through the benefits, you're nodding along your head and you're thinking, wow, these are some great benefits. And I can see why 20,000 groups approve this and why everyone's doing it. Then I'm going to go ahead and ask I'm going to go ahead and ask you to apply today. And on the flip side, if I'm going through the benefits and you're thinking to yourself, these really are some great benefits, but they don't really feel a need for me and my family at this point. I'm going to ask you not to sign up. Then I'm going, either way, yes or no, that decision does have to be made today during our service period, in fairness to all the other members waiting to enroll. You'll see what they did is that they set it up to be a no-brainer. It's just a very easy decision to make. Does that make sense to you, Dylan?
Yes.
Okay. So whatever you decide to do, they do want you to give your opinion in a Google review, which is sort of like my report card. I try to get a 5-star rating every time. So it's important to stop me if you have any questions. Does that make sense to you?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So Dylan, will you stop me if you have any questions?
Yeah.
And Hannah, will you stop me as well?
She said, yeah.
Perfect. So, as you know, over the years, we go through contract negotiations and benefit changes at work. It's give and take. And lately, it seems like it's been a lot more, like we're paying a lot more, but getting a lot less. The company has a labor advisory board of 50 international union presidents whose main job is to provide the best wages and benefits for their members. From their feedback, along with feedback from members like you, they came up with a list of concerns that apply to all working families, whether they're union or not. Now, the first concern is copays, deductibles, and lost wages. Okay. And so that deals with health insurance. The health insurance pays the doctors, but members lose wages due to time off from work and out-of-pocket expenses. And the second list of concern, or second concern on my list, is funeral and final expenses. Now, Dylan, do you know how much an average funeral costs nowadays?
No, I really don't.
So a lot of families think it's around $5,000 to $10,000, but it's quite a bit more than that actually. It's anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 now, and most families don't have $15,000 to $20,000 in final expenses to pay for those funerals, and funeral homes usually want to be paid right now. Like as soon as it's happening, they want to be paid right then. The next concern on my list is paycheck loss. Okay. So when Dylan, let's say, God forbid you die, Hannah, what would you miss more than Dylan after a couple of weeks?
She said my money.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone does. Okay. Dylan's gone, but unfortunately, so is his money. Okay. So when Dylan dies, his paycheck usually dies with him. And that money's just gone. Now, the next concern on the list is mortgage and or rent. Okay. So families lose their home after a sudden death or after Dylan dies, again, God forbid. You lose his money and you lose the mortgage. Like it's gone. You're no longer able to pay your mortgage. And so then you lose your house because you can't pay the mortgage. Okay. The next concern is Gannon, Hattie Mae, and Trace's protection. Okay. These benefits the benefits provided through a job are typically not permanent for children, which can create a risk for the kids. Okay. And an unexpected death could jeopardize future educational opportunities for your 3 kids. Okay. And then our next concern is terminal illness. Okay. And that's especially cancer. Now, according to the American Cancer Society, men have a 1 in 2 lifetime chance of developing or dying from cancer. Dylan, that is a flip of a coin, is what you and I have essentially. It is a flip of a coin, heads or tails, whether we're going to get cancer or not and die from cancer. Now, for women, it's 1 in 3. And medical expenses are leading causes of bankruptcy in the United States because of cancer. Now, Our next concern is group benefits. Okay, group benefits are great. Okay, we've already agreed on that, but they can change at any time, and you don't have any control over that. Now, members lose those benefits at retirement or if they experience a long-term illness before death. It's just how it goes. And then our last concern is affordability. Is the cost to take care of all of these concerns on the open market is not affordable. Okay, for many families, and waiting could increase the cost even more, or potentially a member may not qualify due to changes in their health later on in life. So now, to take care of all these concerns, it's usually just way too expensive since we sit down with people making $7 an hour and some making $77 an hour. Some are working tons of overtime and some are retired or laid off. Okay. Regardless of the situation, they wanted to make this program affordable for everybody. So the way they set it up, Dylan, is let's imagine your boss comes up to you at work and tells you that because you have been doing so well, they would start paying you for 41 hours instead of 40. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
That'd be great,
Yeah.
right? Now, with that hour, are you going to tell your wife it's time to buy matching Ferraris, or go on to call a travel agent and book your dream vacation, or start construction on your dream home just with that
Uh,
extra hour they're paying you?
no,
No,
probably
absolutely
not.
not, because it's a little bit, but it's still nice to have. Now, on the flip side, let's say work's a little slow, okay, and your boss comes up to you and tells you that instead of laying you and some of your coworkers off, they would just send everyone home an hour early on Friday. So instead of the 40 hours you were getting, you're only getting paid 39 hours out of the week. Would you have to get rid of your car or cell phone?
No,
Would you have to start canceling TV subscriptions or Netflix or Hulu or whatever it is?
no, probably
No.
not.
Would you move out of your home and say, well, we can't afford this anymore?
No.
Absolutely not, right? So the idea is that 1 hour isn't going to change your lifestyle. That's why they set it up this way. So let me show you how that 1 hour takes care of your concerns. So, Dylan, it helps if I use an illustration to show you what's been set up for you. So, Dylan, let's imagine you go into work tomorrow, and let me pull this up so that you can see it real quick, because I love this. I absolutely love this. If I can find it. Here it is. Okay. So Dylan, let's imagine this real quick. Get you pulled back up here. So you told me you bring home about $7,000 a month, correct?
Mhm.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to break that down to weekly pay. So
Okay.
7,000 divided by 4 is about $1,700 a week. Okay, we're gonna round it down to it's 1,750. We're gonna put it at 1,700 a week just for my math, because that way I can figure it out much quicker for you. 1,700, and I am actually gonna go ahead and share this screen with you. I mean, that way you can see it. Give me just 1 second and let me know when you can see it. Okay, Dylan?
Okay.
Okay, it is up. Let me know when you can see it.
I can see it.
Perfect. Okay, so Dylan, this is how they set this program up for you. Sorry, hold on. My goodness, I can't get to it. So let's imagine that you go into work tomorrow, right now, and you and Hannah are both at job A, okay, which is the job right here on the left side of the screen. You see it?
That's
You're bringing home $1,700 a month, okay? And with job A, you have normal group benefits. You're making $1,700 a week. So let's say another job opens up. We'll call this one job B. Okay. And with job B, you have the same group benefits, same coworkers, same responsibilities, same everything. The only difference is the income. The only difference is the income. So instead of $1,700 a week, you are bringing home or 1,650. Okay, you follow me so far?
Yep.
Okay. So that 1,650, I took that $50, which is about 1 hour's wage difference, okay, from job A. So which you like you said before, wouldn't change anything for you. So they took that hour that didn't mean much and they decided to put it towards something that would, which is handling these concerns in a very simple and straightforward way. Okay. The first benefit covers your entire family due to any sort of accident. So, like I said before, health insurance and group benefits are great, but they don't cover everything. Okay. So, this program pays you up to $100 every time you go into the doctor. Okay. Urgent care, hospital, for any accident or injury. And that accident or injury includes anything like a bump, a bruise, or a bee sting, or something just really, you know, not that serious. Okay. That's $100 anytime you go in there. Okay. And then if you get hospitalized, it pays you $200 per day that you are in the hospital. It's pretty great so far, right?
Yeah.
And the next one is if you get put in the intensive care unit, okay, that pays out $400 per day. Okay. And right now at your current job, you don't have any of that. Okay. Now, on top of that is our accidental death and dismemberment. Okay. So, like I told you earlier, or our accidental death and dismemberment pays $10,000 for any a loss of any hand, foot, or eyesight, and the combination is times two of that for any loss of two of those. Okay. Now, the accidental death benefit is anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000. And right now, through your group benefits, you don't have any of that. Now, the next thing that everyone just absolutely loves is our freedom of choice benefit. Now, this has to do with your funeral and final expenses. And what people love about this one, Dylan, is that there's 100% chance that you're going to use this benefit. So the freedom of choice certificate will take care of the financial burden so your family doesn't have to. The freedom of choice has already been set up with every funeral home in Texas, okay? And so your freedom of choice certificate is worth $30,000. The certificate and the funeral home director will simply call the number on the front of the certificate, and American Income will take care of everything else for you, including sending the remaining money of the remaining balance from that freedom of choice certificate directly to your family tax free. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So they're using a permanent benefit to fund your freedom of choice, and that's why, or that way, it's their when and not if your family needs it. So let me show you this real quick. So your freedom of choice is $30,000, and Hannah's is $20,000. Okay. So right now, you don't have anything like this in place. Okay. Now, Hannah, when something happens to Joe, you're going to miss him, correct? And we've already talked about how you're also going to miss his paycheck. And so this program provides a total of $100,000 over 60 months. Okay, that's going to pay out over 60 months. And so that way you're not missing his paycheck. And Dylan, the same were to happen if that were to happen, or if something were to happen with Hannah. Okay. So right now, as it stands, there is no monthly income protection for you or Hannah. Okay. Your group benefits are lacking in that area. Okay. Now, the next is the mortgage or your rent payoff fund. Okay. Like I said earlier, you're going to miss all the money that Dylan's bringing in. And so that if you can't pay the mortgage, you're probably going to lose the house. And so the benefit software recommends mortgage or rent protection, and your program includes $100,000 of coverage for you, Dylan. And statistically, if you were to die during your working years, it's probably not going to be a health issue like a stroke or a heart attack. It'd probably be due to an accident. So this is funded by an accidental death benefit to save you money. Okay. And they do that in a 15 or 30-year decreasing term. And right now with your current job, they're not going to pay your mortgage when something happens to you, but this program will. So, like I said, this is going to have your mortgage payoff at 190,000 because that's what you still owe. And right now, your current benefits aren't covering that. Okay? But we've also got some set up for your kids as well. Okay? And so so the next concern that the benefit software found had to do with your children's future education. So most families I see tell me they want their kids to have the option of going to college, whether they choose to or they don't. And statistically, the biggest thing that would prevent that is if the kids lost one or both of their parents, okay, while they're minors. And this benefit software is giving you $100,000 for the college fund, which breaks down to about $33,000 for your kids, for each of your kids. So we have about $33,333 if you want to get, technical with it. And right now, through your current benefits, you don't have that. So you can see how that's huge for your kids, right? If something were to happen for them or to you,
Yep.
how this could benefit them, right? And right now, like I said, you don't have that. So this is one of my favorite things because of the kids, Dylan. So the next thing we have is what we call a child rider. Okay. So this is a special $10,000 life insurance plan for all of your children, 18 and younger, okay, that qualify. When they turn 21, they can convert this to at least 5 times that amount, okay, or $50,000 of permanent life insurance with no health questions whatsoever. Okay, they could have cancer and we would still give them the $50,000 of permanent life insurance. Having this in place may be their key to getting coverage later on, Dylan, and when they may otherwise not be able to qualify. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
So your current group benefits don't provide anything permanent for your children. And my favorite thing about this, Dylan, is it doesn't matter if you have 1 kid or you have 9 kids. Okay. Every kid is covered under a very, very, very low cost of $6.95 for $10,000. Okay. So if something, again, God forbid, if something were to happen to Gannon, it would pay $10,000 for his final expenses for his funeral and everything. Now, again, like I said, you don't have anything like this put in place. Okay. Now, our last benefit is our terminal illness. Okay. Another important feature of this program is that if you were diagnosed with a terminal illness such as cancer, you can access half of your freedom of choice an income protection benefit while you're still alive. So, Dylan, let's look at this. Okay. You have your freedom of choice is $30,000. So half of that is 15. And then your term, which is so much. Oh my goodness. Um, I'm terrible at math, Dylan. I'm sorry. Give me just 1 second. 100,000 plus 190. So, Dylan, you would have access to $160,000 if you were to come down with a terminal illness. And Hannah, hers would just be just a little bit smaller, but she would have access to $155,000. Wrong. So do you see, Dylan, the benefits that you would be getting through this program? It's crazy. Okay. It is absolutely insane. Okay. So they're providing you with $160,000 for this fund, Dylan. And this gives you the chance to put your family in the best situation financially if you get the worst news imaginable. Okay. The remainder of the benefit would pay out to your family as a death benefit. Okay. And your current benefits don't provide anything there. As you can see, they've thought of pretty much everything, Dylan. So, unlike your group benefits, which you can lose, these benefits are permanent and portable. Okay. So if you leave your job, retire, or leave the union, you keep these benefits. In addition, if you are on a qualified layoff, they will cover the benefits for you for 3 months. Okay. And if you're ever in a situation where you have a qualified strike, okay, it's up to 12 months. This way, you and your family won't lose the benefits when you really need them the most. And by the way, the best part, you never have to pay that back. We take care of it all for you.
Oh, wow.
So, Dylan, now that I've reviewed everything with you guys, I'm sure you can see why 20,000 groups chose this program above all of the others and why more families have our program or why more families choose our program over any of the others.
Yeah.
Because of the value and the full circle of protection it provides. So, I mean, Dylan, if something were to happen to you, like a bad car accident, your family would receive, let me go ahead and do the math on this. You're going to love this. Your family would receive your total freedom of choice, which is the $30,000 plus the total income guaranteed, which is the $100,000 plus the kid's total college fund, which is $100,000 plus the total mortgage. Plus $40,000 because of the accident. And you are reaching, Dylan, are you ready for this? You are at a grand total of $460,000 benefit that would go out to your family because of something tragic that happened to you. So, and again, Dylan, $460,000 tax free. The government takes nothing from that. Okay. All for about 1 hour's wage per week. With your current job, Dylan, unfortunately, there is no guarantee that your family would receive anything at all, life insurance wise. So, Dylan, if you went into work tomorrow and you had a choice between job A, okay, that has none of these benefits, and job B, which had it all, which would you take?
Job B.
Right? It's a no-brainer. Okay. Why would you do that if you're making more money at job A?
Oh, just like you said, because of all the benefits.
All the benefits. It's a no-brainer. The way they set it up is just absolutely amazing. Okay. It just makes sense. So everyone wants the benefits, Dylan, but not everyone can get the benefits. So as I mentioned before, I do have to get you qualified first. So let me run through these questions and let's see if you qualify. Okay. Okay. Dylan, has any proposed insured ever been treated or advised to be treated for alcoholism or alcohol abuse, including membership in AA, or been advised by a physician to reduce alcohol consumption?
No.
Okay. Has any proposed insured ever used drugs not prescribed by a physician, such as cocaine, amphetamines, barbiturates, hallucinogens, tranquilizers, narcotics, or sedatives?
No.
Has any proposed insured ever had their driver's license suspended or revoked because of a moving violation or been arrested, including arrest for driving while intoxicated or under the influence?
No.
Has any proposed insured flown within the last 2 years or intend to fly in the future as other than a passenger on a scheduled airline? And that's as a pilot. If you're going to be a pilot, you intend on flying?
No.
Okay. Has any proposed insured participated within the last 2 years or intend to participate in any of the following activities: auto, motorcycle, or boat racing, parachute jumping, skin, scuba, or skydiving?
No.
It'd be fun though, right?
It would be fun.
Has any proposed insured ever been advised to take tests and not done so, or not received the results, uh, been diagnosed as having or received treatment for high blood pressure, chest pain, heart attack, stroke, or any heart, blood, or circulatory disorder?
No.
Has any proposed insured ever had or been treated for any of the following conditions: diabetes or other endocrine disorder,
No.
paralysis, epilepsy, mental disease or disorder, or any other nervous system or brain disorder?
No.
Has any proposed insured ever had arthritis or any injury to or trouble with your back, knees, or any of your joints?
No.
To the best of your knowledge and belief, do you have any physical impairment or departure from good health?
No.
Has any proposed insured ever been advised to take tests and not done so, or not received the results, been diagnosed as having or received treatment for cancer, tumor, or unexplained masses?
No.
Okay. Has any proposed insured ever been rejected for life or medical hospital insurance, rated, or failed to receive a policy as applied for?
No.
Has any proposed insured in the last 5 years had a physical examination?
Yes.
In the last 5 years, have you had any medical treatment? And that includes prescription
Uh,
medication.
no. No.
Okay. In the last 5 years, has anyone been hospitalized?
Um, no.
Okay. Is any proposed insured currently a resident in a nursing home or ever been diagnosed as having a terminal illness, including Alzheimer's?
No.
Okay. Has any proposed insured ever had or been treated for any of the following conditions: asthma, emphysema, sleep apnea, or other respiratory disorder,
Mm-mm.
ulcer, colitis, or other digestive tract disorder,
No.
cirrhosis, hepatitis, or other liver disorder, or any blood disorder, or received a bone marrow transplant,
No.
kidney, prostate, urinary bladder, or other genitourinary disorder,
No.
disease of the breast, uterus, or ovaries,
No.
rheumatoid arthritis, or any other musculoskeletal disorder,
No.
loss of hearing or loss of sight,
No.
acquired immune deficiency syndrome, AIDS related complex, or AIDS related conditions?
No.
Has any proposed insured ever tested positive for antibodies to the AIDS virus or HIV?
No.
Does any proposed insured smoke cigarettes or use tobacco in any other form?
No.
If a former user of tobacco, oh, just kidding. Has any proposed insured used marijuana in the last year?
No.
Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay. So, Dylan, I'm not the underwriter, but based on what I'm seeing here, it looks like you should be able to get, or I should be able to get you qualified for the benefits. So, this is the QR checklist, which is mandatory checklist that we review with all of the members. It explains the enrollment process, and the first thing the checklist talks about is the way benefits are handled. Okay, so I'm gonna share this with you as well, so that way you can see it. Let me know when you are able to see it, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. So this
Okay.
program, this program is set up on a once a month computerized deduction through your banking system. Having it done this way gains you the discounted rate. Okay. Um, so Dylan, right now, I can't see it. Oh goodness. Give me just 1 second, Dylan. I'm trying to find the. There we go. Okay. So oh, goodness. Right now, Dylan, your program is set up. So sorry. This is technical difficulties. Trying to find my pen. It's like, okay. So Dylan, your program is only 486.04 per month, and this can be handled anytime between today is the 29th, the first of the month and the 12th of the month. Which date is best for you?
You said that was how much?
486.04.
Yeah, that's way too much.
No, I
We
completely understand that. What were you gonna say?
that's yeah, we can't do that. That's way too much.
No, I totally understand that. Like I said, affordability was a uh, a primary concern for a lot of our members. And so here's what we can do for you, Dylan. What we can do is we can lessen some of the term, and so that way it's um, a little bit more affordable for you. And and if that is too much, I've got another plan that we can go with, and we'll figure out what we can do for you. Okay. So let's do this, Dylan. Let's mark it down to the 3 years. Okay, so here's what we did is I instead of the 5 years of income protection, we just knocked it down to the 3 years, and that took off about $100. And so what it is 396.05. Is that a little bit better?
Yeah, that's a little more doable.
Okay.
Over 400 was gonna be
Yeah,
stretching
no,
it.
I completely understand. So here's what we'll do, Dylan, is we'll put it up as your program is 396.05. Okay. Now, like I said, that will be handled on a monthly bank draft. And so you can pick any day between the first of the month and the 12th of the month. Which date works best for you?
Let's just do it for the first.
The first. Perfect. That always makes it easy. So, because this is a member-owned program, Dylan, and once it's issued, it cannot be taken away by American Income or your employer. There is an application process which we started with the health questions. In addition, this will all be signed electronic. Excuse me. This will all be signed electronically. So after we complete the application, you'll receive an email from DocuSign to which you will confirm the accuracy of the information that you are agreeing to electronically sign these applications, just as if it was your own signature. Okay.
Okay.
So the enrollment process, Dylan, usually takes anywhere from 2 to 8 weeks if you're approved. If you're approved, you'll receive your policies in the mail and a congratulatory letter welcoming you to AIL. If denied, you will receive today's deposit back, and you may write to American Income to request an explanation as to why you weren't covered or why you didn't apply, why you didn't qualify. That's the word I'm looking for. So here's what comes next, Dylan. Obviously, with these benefits, you're conditionally covered from the moment our call ends. So the first bank draft happens immediately within 24 to 48 hours of the application. Your bank may not reflect the draft for up to 10 days. So please, please, please make sure that the funds stay in there in order to ensure that you're covered. Okay, so your first premium is going to have a $5 fee, and that's just the application fee. So it's the first draft is going to be 401.95.
Okay.
Sorry, 401.05. So it'll go back to the 396.05 after the first month. So Dylan, here's what I need from you. I need your driver's license, your doctor's information, any prescription medications that you may be on, your checkbook or your bank information, and that's your routing and account number. If you can go get all of that for me, I'm going to go ahead and get your application going, and then we'll finish up. Okay.
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 All right, I got it.
Perfect. Dude, I can't get down.
Is it not scrolling?
Uh-uh.
Let's see health risks, checkup and follow-up calls.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
So, at some point in everyone's life, they become uninsurable and would be declined for insurance. So, this is usually due to either age, health, or habits. And once you are uninsurable, you typically can't get insurance again. If you are approved, there are three possible outcomes. First, you could be approved standard due to having minor or no health issues. The second option is that we can fall somewhere in between perfect health and the uninsurable line. Because the groups we work with want everyone to be approved, they created a category called special risk, where the program would be a few dollars more per month. In this category, you would pay exactly what someone else would pay for the same health profile. Obviously, the closer you are to the uninsurable line, the more the program would be. So think of it like think of this like car insurance. Someone with a perfect driving record wouldn't pay the same as someone that would have that has a lot of speeding tickets. The third option is the counter offer. They make this offer for someone that they may not have covered in the past as a last chance to get covered. If the program comes back different than what we discussed, I will call you and let you know. If that happened, would the few extra dollars be a problem for you, Dylan?
No, that should be fine.
Okay. And if it does, let me know and we'll come back and we'll figure it out for you. Okay. I want you to be taken care of, not taken advantage of.
Okay.
You may receive one or more phone calls asking to review the questions I have asked to ensure that everything is accurate on your application. In order to approve your policy, the company may need your help in getting additional records or medical information from your physician in order to approve you. The company may send out a medical professional to conduct a physical in the privacy of your home, and that's at no cost to you. It is important to be prepared to be responsive during the approval process. You will be receiving an email through DocuSign. If you'll just go ahead and open that email and sign those and send them back, we'll get it all taken care of.
Okay.
So Dylan, I'm just gonna review the benefits to ensure that there's no confusion for you or Hannah. So here's what we have set up for you. We have $30,000 of whole life insurance for you and Hannah. We have three. So Dylan, the you'll I need you to be on the lookout for a service folder. If you're applicable, it will be mailed to you within approximately 2 weeks or so. So because of our growth, we are currently expanding our operations. And if you would know anyone in between positions or fresh out of school or looking for a better career, please refer that person, that kid, whoever it is, to me, to explore a potential career fit with our company. We uh, we take pride in what we do, and so we would love to have other members join us as well. Um, Dylan, if you have any questions or concerns with everything that we talked about today, there's a Google review, or there's uh, I need you to if you'll go on Google and fill out that review and tell the company, or give me a Google review and tell everyone what you thought about the process that we went through today, and if it was good, if it wasn't good, I would like for your um what's the word I'm looking for?
Opinion.
Your what?
My opinion.
Your opinion. Yes, I would love your opinion. That would be great. And then also, please don't forget to contact all of the families and friends that you sponsored into the program, so that way I can reach out to them and get them on the program as well.
Okay.
So Dylan, almost everyone takes advantage of this program, like you, because of the value and the cost of this very small compared to the cost is very small compared to the many other benefit or to the many benefits. Now it's very rare, but sometimes a member cancels. Could be a week, a month, or even a year later. And we end up seeing those same people the next service period, 2 or 3 years later, and they're upset because they're no further ahead than they were. So most people end up wanting to reapply for the benefits. The problem is that now the program is more expensive because they're older. And worse yet, some people can't even get into it anymore because their health has changed. The point is that this is not a short term fix, it's a long term solution, Dylan. And the longer you are in the program, the more valuable it is. So, if this $396 a month is uncomfortable for you, let's fix it right now. How does everything feel for you?
No, everything feels good.
It feels good? Wonderful. I love
Yeah.
to hear that. So I also want to emphasize that the first draft is going to happen in the next 24 to 48 hours, but that your bank might not reflect it for up to 10 days. I want to make sure we're good to go on the first draft and that the money will be there. If there are any issues, this creates lots of headaches for both of us, and it reflects poorly on me because it makes it look like I pressured you into something you don't want to do. Are we good to go on the first bank draft?
Yeah. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, good. Then please make sure to keep this important program in place for your family. And the next time we see you, you'll probably be, I can't read what that says, really happy with how your policy is going. So, is there anything else I can do for you today, Dylan?
No, that'll be it. Thank
Hey,
you.
man, I really appreciate you taking the time with me and everything that we got to go through today. I really look forward to seeing your family grow and how everything they get to achieve in life and the sports and everything that they're going to do, man. Again, I appreciate it, and we'll see you around.
Thank you.